Someone kill me now. Just do it. Take me out. Relieve me of having to look busy when you're not. Relieve me of the small talk. Relieve me of the fake smiles, the fake laughs, the fake chat, the fake everything. Relieve me of this job, please, God. But also grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And at this point, it is 9:30. The day is dragging. The days this week have gotten slower and slower and slower and slower. And I can hardly stand it. It's 9:30 in the morning. I hate it in there. I fucking hate it in there. Oh my God. Anyway, I've just gone on a walk, which I do. A lot of the people in there sit at their desk pretty much the entire day. For me, and I've done this from the start, but I've certainly done this quite a lot this week. I get up, I go for a walk. We've got long corridors. I take a stroll this way, I take a stroll that way. I go to the toilet. I've been sitting in the toilet recently, which is something I've never done. It's just to get out of that office, break it up a bit. And funnily enough, I don't know if, I don't know if my phone was listening to me. I don't know whether this was divine intervention, but late last night I came across a clip, a Joe Rogan Experience clip, and it was Joe Rogan and a comedian, Tim Dillon. And I don't know Tim Dillon from a bar of soap, but it was a 4.5 minute video, and it was titled something along the lines of Joe Rogan and Tim Dillon vent about the 9-to-5 office grind, or 9-to-5 office life, or something along those lines. And because of the way I'm feeling, because I'm so close to getting out of that life, I clicked on it, and lo and behold, every single thing that Tim Dillon was saying about a previous role in an office rang true. Every single thing. And when he mentioned having to look busy and ruffle some files, or fucking, click some spreadsheets, or just stare at your screen, anything but not doing any work. I mean, that'd be I'm going to play the video now. I hope it's not copyrighted. It most probably is, but I'm going to play the video in its entirety. This is basically summing up how I feel. This is basically as close as you're going to get to summing up my life at the moment. And I'm so close to changing that. And I am so grateful that I put in that application over a month ago. I am so grateful that I trusted my gut and I took a small pay cut for a job that's going to be way more fun, way more active, and just suit me to a T. It's a delivery role. I get my own little truck. I can do my own thing. I can make it my own. I can get out and about, meet different people, stay active, start nice and early, or start in the afternoon, which then allows me to have my afternoons off or my mornings. There might even be an opportunity to do a route 2 or 3 days a week to Magnetic Island, which is where I went with my kids and my dad on the weekend. So I firmly believe I've made the right decision. I cannot wait to walk out of these doors in about 30 hours time. And when you put it like that, 30 hours is 30 hours. It's not much. I mean, there was a backyard ultra marathon that just completed actually this morning, called the Dead Cow Gully. And a backyard ultra is a 6.7 kilometer loop that runners complete one of every hour on the hour. And there's a New Zealand athlete called Sam Harvey, and he went there to win. He went there to set a brand new world record, which he did. But the way that those races work, there is only one winner. And unfortunately, he came second. There is no second place officially, but he did come second. And he tapped out with a grand total of 119 hours. 119 hours. So that's 119 times 6.7, which with some quick maths is well and truly over 700 kilometers. That is sleeping minimally. That is having to finish a lap, maybe at, most getting 5 minutes sleep, getting up again, getting to the start line and going and going and going and going until the wheels fall off. And the wheels did fall off. And he couldn't complete the 119th lap, which meant that another Australian athlete, actually Phil Gore, pretty sure his name's Phil Gore, I might be wrong, but he did win with a brand new world record of 119 laps, 119 hours on the hour. And when I think that I've only got 30 hours left in this building, it's really not that bad. So I will most likely come out here at lunchtime and address the situation again. But if not, I'm going to leave you with that clip that really made me think. He is talking to my soul. He is looking into my soul and voicing exactly how I feel. And it's not nice. And and to be forced into living that life because you're married to a paycheck, because you've got too many payments that you need to make, or I'm glad I'm not making double what I am. I'm making $75,000 a year at the moment. If I was making 150, would I stay? That is a good question. I don't think I would, but it would be a way harder decision to leave. So in a funny kind of way, I'm glad I don't make six figures at the moment. The ultimate would be to love a job, be excited to go to a job, enjoy your colleagues, and earn six figures. And the only way I can see that happening is for me to become a firefighter. And that is the role that I'm in the process of recruiting for. That is the role that I'm going to put all of my eggs into that basket. But in the meantime, obviously drive a delivery truck, which will carry me through. And if I don't become a firefighter, I think I'll continue to drive for a living, for as long as I need, for as long as I want. But I have mentioned it before. I've got a job application in the works at the moment. I'm going through the stages. The next stage is on July the 17th. I'm excited for it. And that is officially to become a firefighter. Anyway, here's Joe Rogan and Tim Dillon speaking my language. Enjoy.
I just am thankful that I don't have to walk into an office and have to participate in that, because I did it for years, but that fake phony bullshit culture of hello and good to see you, and
it's so bad for your head.
Yeah,
because you have to do it all day long. You're not free until you get out of there.
And it really just is exhausting to do, and I'm happy I don't have to do that.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. That you don't have to.
You went through it. I fortunately never had an office job. I had a lot of shitty jobs, but there were never any office jobs.
I went through it. I went through the fake, nice, hi, hey.
Dude.
I went through people pulling you aside, telling you all their problems with another person. You have nothing to do with it. And they're like, this is how Chuck fucked me on this. He promised me this. I didn't get it, And you're standing there going, oh, yeah, that happened. Oh, that's unfortunate. And you have nothing to do with any of it. And that's what a lot of it is. You're just wasting time getting up. I'll go to the bathroom. You take a loop around you walk around the office one way. I'll take the long way because you don't have anything to do. You got to look busy, taking files out of your desk. Oh, let me call these people. It's a lot of it's looking busy. A lot of it's fucking, lunch. Finally, the one part of the day I can fucking leave.
Yeah.
I go smoke a cigarette in the parking lot and feel like a human being. And Then you have to go back, and you're like, fuck, we're back, you know?
It's a prison for people.
It is.
That's what it is.
It's a prison.
It's a prison, and people get stuck in it, and they don't know what the fuck to do, and they can't get out of it because now they bought a bunch of shit.
And the game for most people is to make your life as good as you can outside of there, so that you go, fuck it. Like, I have a great family, and this is for them.
Yeah.
Providing for them, and I go on vacation, and we enjoy it, and I make my house nice, and I enjoy being in my house. Because most people, when you go into an environment like that, you just, you're losing all sense of who you are. You have to mold into this dumb corporate, like corporations are always kind of corralling you into these things, and like, that's why they do all the corporate events, and like,
it's so unnatural. It's so unnatural for people to not just interact that way and be stuck inside all day like that, but also to like exist in this fucking culture where everybody's full of shit all day, agreeing that they're all full of shit.
Oh yeah, and it's just part of what it is, and like that. I did it for a while, but I was in a sales office. We had a little more freedom, but it's still the same type of office where a lot of it is, based on these weird relationships where you're kind of like, okay, we're here.
Yeah.
We're all just here, and we all have to find something about each other we can tolerate.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.